We begin with a battle. In space. Where else? We join 3 Cthulhans, aka space hippies, aboard their space wagon.
Direct hit!
Wow, man, these Herberts aren't messing around.
One more hit. We'll never find Eden. Sister?
Wait! I'm reading another ship entering the system. It's the Federation. You can tell on account of their distinctive starship design aesthetics.
Those Herberts!
Mangrove, we all agree that there are degrees of herbitude, okay?
Meanwhile, aboard the Cerritos Bridge, Captain Freeman, Commander Ransom, Lieutenant Shax, and Ensign Boimler are on the bridge. Plus a couple of other ensigns, but they don't say anything, so...
Cthulhan scout ship shields are failing!
Put us between them and the Cetarians, Ensign Boimer.
Yes, sir.
And hail them both. I want to know what the hell this is all about.
Shields holding, Captain. Quite easily, actually.
The advantage of a species with less advanced technology. And our hails?
They're entering now.
On screen.
A bald green alien with yellow, penetrating eyes and a sludgy mouth appears on screen.
This is Captain Freeman of the Cerritos. We were in the area and couldn't help but notice one of you trying to kill the other.
Space is disease and danger wrapped in darkness and silence. But also sometimes there are cool space fights too. And we set up our computers to tell us about him.
These fools call us Herberts!
Cthulhan vessel. Is that true?
I mean, we only called them that because they are peak Herberts.
Hey, Captain, can we beam them aboard? We got some educational songs we'd love to sing at you, and...
We're good for songs. Satarans, look. The Cthulhan are Federation members, so...
No, we're actually not.
Excuse me?
The planet Catula may be a Federation member, but, like, we're not.
Yeah, man, we're renegades. We don't believe in your precious authority.
This precious authority is trying to save your lives.
If we don't receive an apology, there can be no peace. Fire at will!
No, listen. If you fire again, we'll have to...
Fire at will!
No damage!
That actually charged our shield generators a little, Captain.
Captain, engineering reports that channeling enemy weapons fire directly into our power grid has finally worked out perfectly, therefore justifying years of exploding consoles.
Target their weapons, Shax. 1% power.
With pleasure.
Our weapons away!
I'm sorry, but I can't let you murder them. That damage will only take a data fix. Tops. And speaking in an official capacity, let me assure you the United Federation of Planets in no way considers you Herberts.
Well, good, because we're not.
And as for you, Cthulhans, by the time the Sataran weapons are repaired, I suggest you be somewhere else. And stop calling everyone Herberts. Nobody likes that. So read us out.
Captain Freeman is in her ready room. A transmission comes in from Starfleet. These are always good news.
Incoming transmission from Starfleet, Captain.
I'll take it in here.
Captain Freeman.
Admiral Chapman! What can the Cerritos do for you today?
I read your report on yesterday's Cthulhan renegade encounter, Freeman. Well done.
Oh, it was nothing. With our technological advantage, it was more like breaking up squabbling kids than anything else.
Funny you should mention technology. Captain, I'm sending you the Cerritos to make second contact with the Cavanti people.
The Cavanti, Admiral?
Yes, the USS Lovelace made first contact recently. It's a remarkable planet, Carol. You'd be describing your knowledge on unusual edge cases involving the Prime Directive.
Carol, Starfleet is well aware that the Cthulhan renegades have been described as space hippies, or, as we call them here in space, regular hippies. Back on the bridge.
Captain's log, stardate 58118.4. The Cerritos is on its way to the distant Gavanti system. The crew of the Lovelace noted an unusually disruptive atmosphere that prevented us from beaming and surface scans. But I am nevertheless confident we will have a successful mission. While the Prime Directive forbids all contact until the civilization achieves warp travel, the Gavanti focused on transport unusually late in their development. As a result, this civilization is even more advanced than the Federation in some areas. This could be a beneficial relationship for both parties, so I am pleased the Federation has seen fit to assign the mission to the Cerritos. And while our voyage there has been both uneventful and longer than most, it's at least an opportunity for the crew in the lower decks to get some much-needed R&R.
We join Mariner, Boimler, and Tendi on the holodeck dressed in 1940s attire, or more specifically, the office of Dixon Hill, private investigator.
Name was Bradley. Jessica Bradley. Showed up in my office with a heart full of hurt and a pocket full of nothing. Said finding me had been good luck. She'd been caught in the right place at the right time. But I couldn't shake the feeling that by this time tomorrow, folks would be saying the opposite.
Oh my god, Boimler, is this the program you picked for us, Dixon Hill? Is this what 1940s Earth was like? No, Tendi. This is what Imagination Land in the 1940s was like. Shallow.
Shallow. Like a grave full of secrets that won't stay buried.
No, shallow like a cheesy detective story. Come on, Boims, let's do something fun.
For your information, Mariner, this is the program that Captain Picard played. I mean, not often, once every couple of years, but still.
Dude, Starfleet has other captains.
Captain Smith of the USS Quietly Competent is waiting for his moment in the sun, Boimler.
I haven't encountered many Earth stories before. Did we miss the heist?
Well, there's no heist in this one. Just murders. Oh, and some light betrayal.
Huh. Orion stories always start with a heist.
Even the fairy tales?
Especially the fairy tales, or as we call them, fairy heists. Come on, Boimler. Dixon Hill is an old man's idea of what cool is. Let's do something else.
It's cool to be old. What's cooler than being old?
Several things? Where'd you serve, the Lantry?
Other potential Mariner burns included check out Ensign Gamma Hydra 4 over here, and I don't know a third place famous for an aging disease, but there's probably a couple.
I'd be up to try something different. That's the spirit. Computer, Arch!
What are you doing?
We're in a room of light and imagination. I want to act like it. Just a sec. There. Check this out. Computer, save program, and instead run Program Mariner Enterprise 1.
Seven mini versions of 7 different Enterprises appear, flying around the heads of the group, attacking them with their mini phasers.
Pretty good, right? Ooh, do me with the deep space stations! No time. Computer, hit me with the bridge of the Enterprise. Metaphorically, computer.
Great news, everyone! It's now canon that small holographic starships make pew-pew noises when firing weapons. Finally.
There have been 6 Federation starships with that name. Please specify by registry number.
Oh, we're going old school. Pre-Federation, pre-everything. Annex 01, baby.
Mariner?
They're not gonna hold me down no more. No, they're not gonna change my mind.
The holodeck loads the bridge of the NX-01, complete with costumes and disinterested-looking T'Pol, Trip, and Malcolm.
What? Come on! No rules, few regulations, decontamination gel at the wazoo. What's not to like?
The fact that the program makes you play as the chef?
Fine. Computer, NCC 1701, pre-refit.
The 1701 bridge appears complete with Spock, Sulu, and Arex. That's right, the Hanna-Barb era. The computer chose the era when Chekhov was replaced with a 3-arm Arex without even having to be asked. Ouch for Chekhov.
Ooh, wait, I've got an even better idea. Computer, NCC 1701C.
The 1701C Enterprise bridge appears, with no holographic crew. That's cold, computer.
Garrett's Enterprise?
Yeah, what about it? Ambassador class rules. Fight me. Can you believe a ship this goofy looking was the flagship for a generation? Its whole design looks like it was thrown together in a week. I love it.
This is fun and all, but do you think real Starfleet captains spend their time simulating other crews?
Yeah, let's play my old-timey detective story like Picard and his crew. That's command adjacent, Mariner.
Ugh, fine. You want old-timey detectives? I give you old-timey detectives. But I got something even better than old Dickie Hill. Computer, load program, Sherlock Holmes.
What? Mariner, what are you doing?
An old-timey English street appears. It's a dark and foggy night.
Come on, he's the original Detective Dixon's riffing off. Plus, he's got a whole hat named after him.
Really? Which hat?
Sherlock Holmes hat.
Makes sense.
Oh, no, computer, freeze program, freeze program.
Sherlock was so famous he ruined his name for anyone else ever using it. He belongs in the same club as Aristotle, Pocahontas, Pele, and Beyoncé, which incidentally is absolutely a club I'd like to party in.
First, it's a deerstalker hat, not a Sherlock Holmes hat. And second, no, we are not running this program. Are you out of your mind, Mariner? We could get in trouble for just being in here.
I don't understand what's wrong with this program.
Oh, that it's the very same program that created Professor James Moriarty.
Wait, is he someone I should know, or...?
Indeed. Moriarty is only one of the most formidable villains in the galaxy. A malignant, Machiavellian mastermind, conceived by the Enterprise herself, designed to defeat the most advanced android in the galaxy in a battle of sheer intellect. The only mind in the universe capable of defeating Data!
Tendi, he's a bad guy from 2 Stories who was given life accidentally before he got tricked into chilling out in a forgotten computer cube on Picard's knick-knack shelf.
Oh, eventually.
Starfleet Regulation 320-730-A, subparagraph 2, clearly states that while Starfleet captains having a knick-knack shelf isn't mandatory, if they do choose to have one, it must have at least one little ship.
Wait, how'd the Enterprise create life accidentally?
It was some wildly unlikely combination of power surge and poorly phrased holodeck instruction, but now all ships have safeguards in place to prevent it. Check it. Computer, give me another public domain adversary capable of defeating Data.
Mariner! No!
Processing.
Computer, belay the...
Unable to create character. All sentience routines are disabled.
Told you.
Non-sentient character substituted.
I want to suck your blood!
See, it's just some loser. Ooh, my blood. Like my body doesn't make that for free every single day.
Dracula is a character anyone can use, which means you can put him in any story you ever work on, and probably should. There are literally no downsides. Meanwhile, the Cerritos is approaching the Cavanti system, and a strange energy sound emanates from the planet.
Approaching the Cavanti system, Captain.
I just said that. Anyway, we will make many cuts back and forth between the bridge and the holodeck. I'm taking a break.
I like his cape. Who is he?
Dracula? Oh, he's this bitey old earth vampire guy. He's fun. Computer, make Dracula sentient.
Unable to comply.
Bring us into standard orbit, Helm. Nice and easy.
How about making Dracula capable of defeating Data, computer? Just like Jim Moriarty, all hell-bent on taking over the Enterprise and whatnot.
Unable to comply.
Mariner!
Entering standard orbit, Captain.
Computer, make a Dracula capable of defeating a 100 Ultra Datas.
Unable to comply.
Andy, not you too.
An Ultra Data is the ultimate version of Data. His precise capabilities remain a mystery, but he's definitely mastered several contractions at minimum.
Captain, reading an unusual energy buildup in the atmosphere.
The Lovelace warned us about this. It should be fine, but just in case.
You know what? Fine. You've proved your point. I admit it, okay? It's safe.
Let's get those shields up, people.
Aye.
That still doesn't mean you should go around saying things like, "Hey computer, How's about a sentient Dracula who could outwit the best android ever? Thanks. Just for my own mental health, okay?
Whoa! What the hell was that? Some kind of energy surge from the planet's atmosphere blew right past our shields!
Phillips?
We joined Billups and Rutherford in engineering. 2 peas in a shuttle pod, really?
I see it, Captain. Looks like it temporarily overloaded a few minor tertiary safety subsystems, but Rutherford?
No lasting damage.
No lasting damage, Captain.
And I already adjusted the shields to filter out for next time.
It won't be a problem moving forward, ma'am.
Good work. Freeman out.
Meanwhile, back on the holodeck.
To reiterate, there's no need to ask the holodeck for anything like...
Processing.
No, abort! Computer, that was a rhetorical command! Don't make Dracula smart! End program!
Processing.
Computer!
Processing.
Computer, Arch!
Processing.
Something's wrong.
You think? I told myself nothing bad ever happens on the holodeck, but I never believed it.
On account of all the holodeck's history and past events.
Wait, look, he's disappearing.
The computer unloaded him. Maybe it's okay.
No, I don't.
I want to suck your blood! I want to suck your blood!
Hello?
Oh my god, you guys would be freaked out for nothing. See? It's completely fine.
I want to suck your blood!
Now come on, let's shut him down before we get into any real trouble.
And then I want to escape this holodeck and take over the Cerritos, just like Moriarty did with the Enterprise. Blah!
Dracula leaps at the lower deckers. We cut to Commander Ransom's office. He is sitting on an exercise ball at his desk. All this while still getting reports done. Sweet multitask, bro.
Oh, glutes. Come.
Commander Ransom?
Hey, Edson, great to see you. Say, did you manage to get here without creating any life along the way?
Sir, I'm sorry. It was an accident and...
Oh, that's fine. It's just another classic Mariner blooper. Wee little oopsie-daisy that's now living on our holodeck.
Sir,
You can't keep behaving like this, Beckett. We need to be able to trust you. The whole crew needs to be able to trust you.
Okay, but I did inform you about Dracula the second we paused him. Plus, I came straight here from sickbay. That's responsible. I'm responsible. Plus, everyone makes mistakes. How was I supposed to know some crazy power burst would overload the safeties? Look, Jack, I know I messed up, but Dr. Tiana fixed the bite mark. See? Drac didn't even draw blood. No harm, no foul. Just give me a second chance here, okay, man?
Giving the computer orders like that was irresponsible. And you've had dozens of chances, Mariner. What, you thought we didn't have enough on our plate already with this Cavante mission? You need to fix this now.
Fine, no problem. I'll just delete the stupid guy.
Oh, no. No way. You can't just delete a potentially sentient hologram, Mariner. What, are you trying to get us both court-martialed? They have rights in certain circumstances anyway. Being batted around in legal circles, but you absolutely can't delete him or alter him. That is a very real violation of his simulated bodily anatomy.
Wait, I haven't heard this since when?
Ransom begins doing sit-ups on his exercise ball.
I don't know. For a while, the emergency medical hologram from Voyager has been lobbying for it. He's a very persuasive speaker, especially when he loads into the emergency rhetoric hologram subroutines.
Cards on the table. I'm not convinced it was a rhetoric emergency. But I suppose he'd know best. Ransom's abs ripple as he strains to get those last few sit-ups in.
Yeah. Look, it doesn't matter. Just shut him down until the next time we get to a starbase and let them deal with it. They can run proper tests for holographic sentience that we can't. Turns out we've got protocols for that now.
Senior staff to the bridge.
I gotta go. Mariner, the next time I see you, you better have this under very different circumstances. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Ransom walks out of his office.
And get the hell out of my office!
Starfleet having a foolproof test for sentience is probably the most futuristic thing about this story. I can't even prove that I'm sentient to anyone except myself, and it's not for lack of trying. Meanwhile, Ransom has made it to the bridge.
Captain!
Jack, the Gavanti just sent over permission to land. The con is yours.
Yes, ma'am. You're gonna crush it, Carol.
Damn right we are. Lieutenant Shax, you're with me. Freeman to Dr. Tiana.
Yeah?
Meet me in Shuttle Bay 1. It's time to go.
The shuttle is named after Vasquez Rocks National Park in California. But if you're named Vasquez, feel free to read it as a special shout-out to you. You're pretty great. The shuttle approaches the Kvante planet. Aboard the shuttle.
Shield holding, Captain. We're about to breach the upper atmosphere. Huh. That's strange.
What?
They told us to expect a landing beacon, but I can't find it.
They're supposed to be crazy advanced, aren't they? Maybe instead of subspace, it's on super space or whatever.
Or maybe it could be a planetary interference from the atmosphere. Just put us down outside the largest city, Shax.
Aye, Captain. But even that's not as large as you'd expect.
Shax lands the shuttle next to a rather medieval-looking castle. No people appear to be present.
Not much of a welcoming party.
Picking up life signs from that rock house thingy over there.
Well, let's go introduce ourselves.
We might not need to. A large group of them is headed this way. Surprisingly quickly, actually.
It's probably fine. It's probably super fine. In fact, it's so probably super fine that we should just cut away to the holodeck hijinks on the Cerritos, which definitely won't dovetail with this story later on at all. Meanwhile, Mariner is sauntering back into the holodeck.
Stupid Dracula, stupid Ransom, stupid computer that never once asked, wait, that's crazy, are you sure? Yes or no for anything? Hey Drac, I'm back. Still paused, huh? Well listen, you might be alive or you might not be, but lucky for you, Starfleet's not taking any chances. So I, 1/3 of your tag team creators, am hereby moving you to protected memory until we check in at Starbase.
Mariner shuts down the holodeck and Dracula disappears.
Sorry, bud. Orders are orders. Not that you can hear me anyway.
Back on the bridge, Ransom, Kayshawn, and Barnes are on duty.
Incoming communication from the surface, sir.
Captain, how's it going down there?
Jack, this is going to sound a little wild, but is there any chance we're not on the right planet somehow?
We're on it.
Starship's concerned that this is the exact same system that the Lovelace visited, sir.
Everything we've got shows that we're in the right place, ma'am.
Well then, we've got a problem.
Captain?
The people here were definitely not visited by the Lovelace. They're about as far from developing warp technology as you can get, Jack.
Down on the Kvante planet, Freeman, Shax, and Tana are being chased by a mob of angry villagers.
Burn them! Burn them at the stake! Burn them! Burn them at the stake, I tell you! The freaks! Burn them at the stake! Ah! Ah!
We've not only broken the Prime Directive, we've shattered it. And Starfleet is going to have our heads.
These damn villagers don't take them first.
Witches! Monsters from the sky!
Burn them all!
Cursed flying machines come to steal our children.
Meanwhile, back on the holodeck. Dracula reappears. I may have lied about these two stories not dovetailing. They're dovetailing! They're dovetailing! A view of the Cerritos orbiting the planet. The placement of that engineering section seems highly illogical. Are there no Vulcans working at Jupiter Station?
There's no denying, people. We have a Dracula problem on board.
We join the lower deckers in their quarters, but this is our chance to be the Dracula solution. You guys see that, right?
I don't know, Mariner. Ransom said we should let the Starbase team take care of this.
Ransom says a lot of things, including, and I quote,
a brief flashback to earlier in Ransom's office.
Fix this, Mariner!
I'm pretty sure that was an order.
Was it, though?
It definitely probably was. Look, bottom line is Ransom doesn't trust me, which is why I have to screw his orders to prove how wrong he is. Do you have any Vulcan friends you want to run that syllogism past, or...
Maybe you want to book some time in one of those Vulcan education pits? Get yelled at by several computers at once for a while? See if it at all changes your mind?
Yeah, I think we should leave well enough alone, Mariner. We maybe created life on the holodeck today. We're lucky we still have our commissions.
And what? We can't run Readthrough Starfleet sentience testing protocols as well as some turbo jumps on a starbase can? Come on, we can do this. It's our mess. Let's fix it.
Well, I do love ticking items off a checklist.
Oh my gosh, Rutherford, same!
Does the entity pass the Turing test? If yes, remember that it tests not for sentience, but merely for passing as a human when communicating in text format. And that's super easy to do. I'm doing it right now. Sincerely, a real human at Starfleet. I love to do real human activities like respirate and excrete waste in a special room.
Guys, no, we can't. It's way too dangerous. We just need to keep our heads down and... What's up?
The pad reads, Alert! Dracula program reactivated in holodeck 1.
Oh no, we're in so much trouble.
Down on the Cavanti planet, Captain Freeman, Shax, and Ta'ana are surrounded by a torch and a pitchfork-wielding mob.
Captain's log supplemental. Somehow the Cavanti aren't nearly as advanced as they seemed, and my second continent team and I are about to be burned as witches.
Who's she talking to?
Probably some other witches. Invisible witches. What? Those are the worst kind of witches!
Dr. Tiana's personal log, supplemental. Just realized publicly recording logs is a great way to passive-aggressively sass any witch-believing fools around me. Especially those I'm making eye contact with right now. That's right, I know you're listening in.
Captain!
I know, Shax, I know. But we need to clean up this mess, not make it worse. I've ordered no rescue attempts from the Doritos. And nobody outside the bridge even knows we're in trouble.
Members of the mob prepare tinder under 3 posts.
Yeah, well, they'll figure it out pretty quick once we're all burned to death.
She's trying to befuddle us. Probably to steal our children. Let's burn these witches faster.
Friends, please hear me. We mean you no harm. This has all just been a misunderstanding.
Are you kidding me with this? We're not witches. We're just wacky strangers, yeah? Bored old wacky strangers from 2 towns over. So hey, here's a fun idea. Let's all just forget any of us saw anything and...
What? Forget?
Sorry, is that like a cuss word here? I got better ones. So, listen, when she said captain's log, what she meant was wacky stranger's log. Us calling her captain is just part of what makes us all so extremely wacky.
Everyone wants to wipe our memories!
Only witches could do that!
You mean they're witches!
Of course, that explains the spell she used to make for herself so bewitchingly furry. You know what'd be funny? If we forced her to give us the make you furry spell before we burn her. Wouldn't that be funny? Like if we did that as a joke?
Doctor, maybe leave the diplomacy to me, yes?
Right.
Like, wouldn't it be hilarious if we all came cat people, ironically, not because it's awakening something in me that I didn't know I had? Captain!
Shax. Not until there's no other option.
The angry mob ties Freeman, Shax, and Ta'ana to the posts.
Please, listen to us. We're just regular folks, like you.
Only with nose surgeries.
I don't know, weird glandular stuff. That's how come I look so different. Wait, frack, did I just spoil the existence of glands? Forget I said that.
Folks, please, you don't need to do this.
The fire is lit by Shax's feet.
Captain!
Damn it, fine.
The
The damage is already done and our dying won't change anything. Shax, unleash the beast.
Of course, the unabridged expression is unleash the Trifelian beastworms from the crimson swamp forest of Trifelia G. But you get the idea. Meanwhile, aboard the Cerritos, the lower deckers are rushing to the turbolift.
Hold that lift! Hold that lift! Holodeck 1, computer.
There's nobody else in there. Dracula activated himself.
Crap.
It's okay. We'll just go in, pause them again, and then...
Stevens to Mariner?
Mariner here.
You're late for duty.
Sir,
Computer says you're already in the lift. Well, dodge the photon this time, Ensign. See you shortly. Stevens out.
I'll just ignore him. Oh, Mariner, you can't skip out on shift duties.
Yeah, they don't even need a court-martial to get you in trouble for that.
There's a newborn Dracula who's been activating himself on the holodeck.
And we'll fix it.
No time to argue. We'll handle it.
Yeah, probably will handle it. Bye.
Tendi, Boimler, and Samanthan run out of the turbolift, leaving Mariner to her duties. Looks like you've dodged the photon, Mariner. Deactivated the disruptor. Evasive maneuvered the old Ferengi energy whip. You know, I'm starting to get a little concerned about how many weapons-based idioms we have. Mariner rushes through her duties. 1,500 hours, deflector maintenance.
Come on.
1,530 hours, emergency lifeboat supply refresh.
Come on.
1,600 hours, reaction control system thruster alignment.
I must say, I'm impressed, Ensign. You're setting a personal best time here.
That's me. Just love realigning RCS thrusters. No other reason.
Hey, I get it. That click they make when they snap into alignment, nothing better.
1,630 hours, recohering structural integrity fields.
On.
1,700 hours, holodeck 1.
I'm here. Alright, come on, what am I?
Miss, while completing my duties? To reiterate, I, Mariner, am curious to know what, if anything, happened over the course of the past few hours, so tell me everything you think I would have not wanted to...
Miss?
Mariner enters the holodeck to find her friends having a picnic with Dracula.
Hey, you.
Mariner, you made it.
Dracula, you made it, Mariner. Read the compound seconds after being born?
Absolutely charmed, my dear.
What the hell is this?
We made a little Dracula land for Dracula to live in. Isn't it great? He passed the sentience test, so we figured we owed him that. After giving him life and all.
Special little place for our special little guy.
Dracula's a great mentor. I'm actually learning a lot about leadership from him.
I felt simply dreadful about what happened between us, Miss Mariner. I want to give you an apology.
Yeah. 1 sec. Boimler, is that a cape?
Pretty sweet, right? I had the replicators make me one. Did you know they're actually extremely practical? I had no idea.
Oh my god, dude, you're idolizing hologram Dracula now? You're seriously like a baby duck for mentors.
No, I'm learning command preparedness from someone with hard-won, simulated experience for your information.
Hard-won, hard-coded, whatever. The point is, it was difficult for him, Mariner.
One picks up a few tricks over the centuries of adventures, both canon and otherwise. And your Master Boimler has been a very attentive student.
Yeah, when you combine history people's ideas with our modern spacefaring ways, you can synthesize a ton of pro tips. For example,
we take a trip through the fantasies of Boimler. So don't worry, it's as G-rated a fantasy as you can get.
Say, we're on an away mission to a planet whose star is hours away from going nova.
Last chance to poke around any planetary libraries, everyone.
And then we step through a wrong door in a planetary library and accidentally go back in time to that world's last ice age. Then who will be sitting pretty in his nice warm cape? This guy.
Dang, that's only too plausible.
Turn your next ice age into a nice age with a handsome practical cape. Offer not applicable to Gorn, Xindi reptilians, or other ectothermic species. Now exiting Boimler's fantasy and returning to reality. The holodeck.
Not to mention its use on rain worlds, sunny worlds, worlds that need towels, worlds that...
Wait, does he have hypnotism powers? Is that it? Dracula, did you hypnotize my friends into liking you?
Ah ha ha! Nothing so crass, my friend. As a hologram, I simply don't and can't have my fictional motto's more impossible powers. Hypnotism is out, and alas, I cannot turn into vampires by biting them.
What the hell, dude?
I can, however, turn into a bat!
I love that he keeps the cape.
Unlike most other vampires, hologram Dracula is also invulnerable to light, which is great, because he's mostly made out of the stuff. It'd be pretty short story otherwise. Also, gruesome. Meanwhile, back on the planet, the beast unleashes. Shax snaps his ropes and pulls the other two poles out of the ground. Freeman looks unimpressed. Tana, quite the opposite. Shax throws the two poles at the angry mob, followed by a fury of joyful punches and kicks. Just before this happened, Shax shouted, "You shall not separate my body and Borgia today!" But showing that moment would have left less room for him to be awesome and amazing and the best security officer ever. So I'm just telling you about it instead. No regrets. Back to the holodeck.
As I was saying, Dracula, you bit me in the neck. If you knew it wasn't going to turn me into Dracula, why would you...
And again, Miss Meliner, I must apologize. I was but a few seconds old. I woke with a bloodlust built into me, a burning desire above all others for blood. Even now I feel it.
Yeah, but we solved that with artificial blood from the replicators. Ew, guys, you're drinking blood? Oh, no. We're drinking strawberry daiquiris. Only Dracula gets the blood ones.
And they are a delight, my friends.
I call them Dracaries.
Which species blood did you replicate?
It's a mix.
Computer, blood daiquiri, cold, extra anticoagulant. I gotta say, this is not what I was expecting.
I know! You thought it'd mix more of a rich purple too, right?
No, computer. I wanted a glass of ice-cold blood daiquiri, not a swimming pool of it dropped on me. Please remove most of it. Thank you, computer.
I guess it makes sense. Take away Dracula's magic and manage his bloodlust.
What's left is just an immortal, super smart, clever, charismatic, natural leader gentleman guy.
Here you go, friend.
Much obliged, Ivana. Friends, you flatter me, and it is deeply appreciated. Come, Miss Melner, I want to show you my castle.
Dracula and the lower deckers walk toward the Dracula's castle. It is a dark and stormy night.
Did you know, Mariner, that one of Dracula's leadership tips is to give people not what they want, but what they need? Isn't that great? It's not what I wanted to hear, but it is what I needed.
Okay, no surprise he fell hard for some confident guy with an intriguing yet inconsistent accent. What about you two? I like him too.
Yeah, there's no catch here, Mariner.
No catch. Wait, that's it, Rutherford. Yes, it's perfect. Yo, Drac, wait up!
You know how Data could never get contractions to work quite right? It's like that for Dracula's accent. Build a computer Dracula and he's gonna say want instead of want. I don't know what to tell you. Inside Dracula's castle, double staircase, high ceilings, many portraits of Dracula, including Drac at First Contact, Drac biting a Borg, Drac on the moon, Drac on a mountaintop with a penguin, Drac playing with tribbles, Drac at Woodstock, and Mariner and Boimler holding a baby Drac. So cute!
Welcome, friends, to Castle Dracula!
We taught him how to program his own tapestries.
Yeah, after filling him in on all the future history he missed.
There may have been some bleed over. No pun intended.
We can talk about the rugs for walls later. Dracula, do you realize what you are?
Fun vampire body? Made out of light and force fields?
Exactly. There's no catch to you, man. You're not a problem anymore. You never were. Dude, you're the solution to all our problems.
Dracula being present at every historical event is questionable, even unlikely. But in a surprise ruling, the Vulcan Science Directorate says we cannot entirely rule out the possibility.
Miss Mariner, I don't understand.
We thought we were facing a Moriarty-level threat, but you're not a bad guy, man.
Right, there's no need to deactivate you if having you around is a positive thing.
Like, yes, we created life, but this is good life. Friendly life. Your life, like, that could serve as a member of the crew, Drac. That's a win-win situation.
Starfleet captains do like those.
You kidding me? They love win-wins. They can't get enough of them.
Alas, while I may be on the Cerritos, and my bloodlust is sated by these bottomless Dracaries, I could never be a member of the crew.
Aw, Drac, is it because you shapeshift? Don't worry about it. There's several species that do that, and we've only recently gone to war with one of them.
No, it's not that, my dear. I do want to join your crew, but I tried to bite Miss Mariner, to feed on her lifeblood. Your captain could never forgive that, and I find I cannot blame her.
And honestly, that war wasn't even because they were shapeshifters. Okay, yes, if you go far enough back into the Founders' history, then sure, they were hated and feared for their shapeshifting by we solids, but let's not worry about that right now.
Oh my god, Dracula. Is that what you're worried about? You're fine. I'm fine. You didn't even break my skin.
But the intent was there. If you hadn't paused me.
Dude, let me introduce you to one of the greatest inventions of our modern era.
Dermal regenerators.
The Federation Do-Over.
I mean the Federation Do-Over.
The Federation Do-Over.
I'm also not sure what that is. I don't know, it's what I call it. The idea that one mistake won't ruin your life.
She's right, Dracula. The Federation values forgiveness and believes in supporting individuals as they grow into the people they were always meant to become.
Yeah, that's the Starfleet way of putting it. It lets old Mariner get away with all sorts of screw-ups, and I'm still here.
But Master Boimler told me Ensign was the lowest commission rank available on the Cerritos,
and I'm still here.
Rutherford was put on the spot, so he said the first thing that came to his mind. If he'd had time to think, he probably would have said the best invention is antimatter injectors, or intermix chambers, or heck, even a plain old tricorder. They cord in 3 different ways. Meanwhile, on the Cavanti planet, Shax stands over a mob of unconscious aliens. Shirt ripped, but he may have done that to himself.
Do the Cavanti get knocked unconscious easier than other species?
I'd have to say that they're actually a bit harder than most, Doctor.
Huh. Any luck, and maybe they'll think this was, I don't know, mass hysteria or something. Well, the good news is it doesn't look like there will be any lasting damage to Cavanti.
Let's go back to the shuttle. This is probably the second contact that ended it with Starfleet beating up everyone in sight. I'm going to need all the time I can get for my report. What the?
A sleek pink alien craft sets down next to the away team.
That's new. I thought the Cavanti were all Bronze Age guys, or Steel Age. One of the lesser metals, anyway.
I don't get it either, Doctor. Let's see what they have to say.
Three far more advanced-looking Cavanti disembark from the craft. One is very angry and storms towards the away team. She also has a big hat, so she is probably the leader.
What the hell are you doing?
Greetings, madame. I'm Captain Freeman of the United Federation of...
You beat up the Yantoa?
The away team responds with blank stares.
Who the frack are the Yantoa?
There may be, in retrospect, some downsides to putting your sassiest crew member on a critical diplomatic mission. Live and learn. More precisely, live and learn to program the Universal Translator to replace all of Ta'ana's cusses with the words wowie zowie.
Did you not get our communication?
We received landing permission
And we gave you the coordinates. We didn't tell you to land wherever you wanted.
It's possible their communication was cut off by planetary interference. If it happened at the right moment, we might not.
Can you please explain what's going on here?
I'd be happy to. Captain, if you and your crew would join us in my shuttle.
I suppose so.
I'm Sovereign Delana of the Cavanti League. Our world has 2 major continents, Captain. While we Cavanti are physically identical to the Yentoa, our culture separated 15,000 years ago when they first came to this land. Since then, we've been developing in different directions. We Cavanti have become a spacefaring civilization, and the Yentoa didn't.
That explains it. The Lovelace entered a standard geosynchronous orbit, like us.
Only they ended up above the Cavanti continent and we got this one.
And since the surface prevents any scans...
Neither crew ever got a full look at the surface. This is all just a misunderstanding. We can get past this.
Well, Captain Freeman...
Holographic restraints, restrain the away team.
What in the...
By the prophets!
I'm afraid we actually can't.
Bit of an overreaction to getting lost, Delana.
Wait, we can still salvage this mission. This relationship. We don't have to.
Enough! You're not the only one with a prime directive, Captain. By the time we Cavanti rediscovered the Yentoa, we could see the danger of, what did you call it? Cultural contamination? We've remained separate ever since then. We take it very seriously. And to ensure that the Yentoa are allowed to develop as they choose on their continent, the punishment for intrusion is death.
Sovereign Delana, please. Surely we can...
Again, no, we can't. The punishment extends to everyone who facilitated the violation. It's the only way to be sure. Command?
Command here.
This is Stylana. Target the Cerritos. Blow the damn thing up.
The Cavanti fire on the Cerritos from the planet with photon torpedoes, followed by a large explosion as the torpedoes hit the Cerritos' shields. The ship shakes violently. We join Ransom, Kayshawn, and Barnes on the Cerritos bridge.
Photons from the surface! Uzani, is this closed, sir?
What the hell? Shields up! Evasive action!
Zinda!
There is a large explosion as the torpedoes hit the Cerritos' shields. The ship shakes violently.
Direct hit! Shields down to 18%?
We return to the lower deckers and Drac on the holodeck, who are all thrown to the floor from the impact of the torpedo blasts from the Cavanti. In the process, Rutherford cuts his hand.
Blah!
Whoa.
We gotta go help.
Computer, Arch!
I'll be back later, bud.
Of course! Godspeed, my friends!
Computer, end program.
The lower deckers exit the holodeck, leaving behind Dracula in a small puddle of blood. Rutherford has cut his hand on a daiquiri glass. Dracula kneels down and touches the blood with his finger, then moves the finger to his tongue.
A revelation! And so much better than the replicator dross!
The ship shakes again from photon fire.
Computer!
Ready.
My so-called friends were holding out on me. I want you to tell me everything about the Cerritos and her juicy, blood-filled crew, with a focus on their vulnerabilities.
Another blast hits the Cerritos, knocking Dracula to the holodeck floor.
Also, if there's a way to avoid being knocked over by photon torpedo impacts, I want to know about that too.
We join Freeman, Shax, and Anna standing handcuffed under a spotlight in a charge chamber. Well, technically, Shax is strapped to an upright table wearing a Hannibal Lecter mask. We can assume there was some resistance on his part. Above them, like 30 feet above them, a bit much, really, sits a Cavanti judge. Sovereign Delana stands at an illuminated desk and Commander Ransom is on a large screen.
Captain's log. Supplemental. I've convinced the Cavanti to stop firing on the Cerritos in exchange for willingly acceding to a binding Cavanti tribunal. It's a desperate attempt to salvage this second contact and this relationship. I have to believe it can work.
Meanwhile, on the Cerritos Bridge, Ransom is on the floor being attended to by a bearded medical officer in the short sleeve, skirt, white boots combo.
No landings or rescue attempts, Jack?
Captain, aye.
That's an order. We're going to solve this with mutual understanding and diplomacy, damn it. Freeman out.
Captain Freeman is recording her log publicly for diplomatic purposes. Or to put it in Starfleet terms, she's somehow rerouting the captain's log's primary purpose through diplomatic induction channels. Ransom returns to his feet as 3 warbird-sized Cavanti vessels surround the Cerritos. Kayshawn is at tactical and Barnes is at ops.
Cavanti weapons log holding, Captain.
Great, just great. I'm fine, Tanaski. Kayshawn, I want teams in parallel working and getting our shields back.
So called his duty sworn.
Ops, I want all labs working on a counter for those Cavanti weapons. It'd be nice if our shields could handle more than one hit.
Hi, sir.
Mariner to bridge.
Beckett, I don't have time for your wacky holodeck shenanigans.
We want to help, sir.
Mariner, I want every member of this crew working to find a way we can defend ourselves against the Cavanti. You find something like that to do, Ensign, then be my guest.
But be aware that I know you're off duty, and as part of our enlightened culture in the post-scarcity economy, you don't have to work if you don't want to. That's right, everyone. Here in the future, things really are pretty sweet. Back on the holodeck, Dracula tries to leave the holodeck.
Computer, I want to drink the blood of the Cerritos crew. And so, I put my directive to you once more, insisting you answer me in a more helpful way. Share with me the weaknesses of this ship and her crew.
Access denied.
Bah!
For those just joining us, Dracula is real now, and he lives on the Cerritos. I think you can, and should, bring that assumption to all stories you listen to from now on, but in this one, it'll actually pay off.
What if I ask you to tell me a mere tiny weakness?
Access denied.
Medium-sized?
Access denied.
Have you any other responses beyond access denied?
Access denied.
Computer, I want a table to flip.
A table appears, set with food, bottles of wine, and lit candles in a candelabra.
Starfleet ways are not my ways, computer. To me, there are only strange things here. I understand a little more than an obedient automaton. Yet the one thing I want from you, you refuse. The frustrations you summon, computer, are boundless. No matter what I ask, I find myself denied and without the knowledge of such machines as you two.
Dracula begins to flip the table.
Wait. Computer, I'm uncertain. Is this the right words? I want you to add knowing Cerritos stuff to me. Is that a thing you can do?
Dracula alterations complete.
Yes, it's also clear to me now. Computer, I want to incorporate basic computer hacking is, I believe, the term, into the Dracula program?
Dracula alterations complete.
Yes. Computer, incorporate the detection, exploitation of advanced isolinear hardware and software vulnerabilities to Dracula program, along with all relevant support information resources and educational programs.
Dracula alterations complete.
Computer, begin adding FTL mainframe holographic computers to the Dracula simulation with a holographic HCI interface according to following specifications. Oh, and add an impregnable dungeon to my castle to hold Cerritos crew members once I beam them here.
Dracula alterations complete.
This is why we don't let programs program programs, computer. We join the lower deckers in engineering. Boimler is still wearing his Dracula cape. What a glorious collar.
Readings we got from those Cavanti photon hits are wild. Their effectiveness is outside anything we've seen before.
Must be why Starfleet's so keen to get second contact squared away.
Yeah, but I don't see any weaknesses to them either.
Plus, their shields operate on an entirely different principle than ours.
Right. It's like someone who's never heard of the wheel somehow building a functioning car without him. Same effect, different technique.
Look at Mr. Top of his class at advanced relatable analogies for complex technological problems over here.
Hey, I gotta be me. Hold on. There's something about this power curve. Guys, I think their shields are dynamic, scaling up in power in response to the electric, explosive, and kinetic energy of the projectile.
If that's true, maybe we could overload them?
Yeah, hit him with a bunch of impacts at once. Burn the whole thing out!
Computer, extrapolate the impact of simultaneous impacts on Cavanti shields.
I know this analogy has been burnt, but it really should be like putting too much air in a balloon.
Processing. Estimated time until completion, 35 seconds.
Wow, what the hell? Why so long, computer?
Processing. Estimated time until completion, 55 seconds.
Never mind. Go back to working on my original command, computer.
Processing. Estimated time until completion, 1,835 seconds.
I know lower decks means lower deck computer priority, but come on!
Maybe someone's hogging the ODN relays.
I'm tracing it. All that usage is coming from... oh no. Holodeck 1.
Dracula!
You know, in another timeline, we're dealing with a much more helpful holographic Spock instead, but there is no time to speculate about that now.
Mariner, Tendi, and Rutherford storm out of engineering, leaving Boimler standing in the doorway.
Now, let's wait. Let's not jump to conclusions. It might not be Dracula. That could be anyone in the holodeck hogging the computer, and we don't.
Boimler takes off after his friends.
Bud, you're wearing a Dracula cape. Your opinion here is very much instantly invalid.
You know, while anti-cape prejudice is uncommon, that doesn't make it any less real, Mariner.
Oh my god, Boims! Look, you're my friend and I love you, but you're about as thirsty for approval as Dracula is for... blood.
The lower deckers enter the holodeck to find Dracula sitting in one of those signature Reg Barclay ship-controlling holographic laser chairs.
Ha ha ha! Welcome, friends!
Drac, what are we doing here with that laser get-up, buddy?
Miss Mariner, I am hacking at speeds faster than light itself, and when I am successful, I will control your ship, beam her crew into my holodeck dungeon, and feast on your original non-replicated blood. Ha 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 ha!
You'd think there'd be downsides to the Federation routinely using a non-propulsive warp field around its computer cores to speed up processing, but nope, this is actually the first time that has ever backfired.
But I thought we handled your bloodlust with special dracaries, buddy.
You did, until I tasted the actual blood from young Master Rutherford you left behind.
Oh dang, my injury! I didn't even think about the leak on my starboard nacelle. Arm.
Only authentic blood will assuage me now. And I shan't be confined to this cage either. My friends, you will free me from this holographic deck. You are trapped in my realm now. The exit is locked. Transporters are scrambled, the safeties are off, and I am in control.
Shock and horror appears on the faces of the lower deckers. All except Boimler, that is.
Dude, is that all you want? You can chug some of Boimler's original B negative whenever you want, and I'm sure we can throw together a mobile emitter in no time. Problem solved. Thank me later.
Readings indicate Boimler calling his blood type Boimler's original B negative is the most Boimler thing that ever boimed.
What? Excuse me, Boimler? No. We're not letting hologram Dracula feed on you, and we're not building him a mobile emitter either. If he leaves this holodeck, he's just gonna go around sucking everyone's blood. He just admitted it.
I do want to do that, very much so.
Boimler, are you crazy? How am I settling the responsible one? Plus, there's only one mobile emitter, and it's from the future, and Starfleet barely knows how it works.
Mariner, Remember when Dracula taught me leadership is giving people what they need, not what they want?
No? Maybe. I don't know. We say things all day long. I'm not going to remember all of them.
Dracula thinks he wants to kidnap people and feed on them. But he's really just hangry and isolated. What someone like him needs is freedom and trust. And a baseline of blood, like any other medication. He's sentient, he's trapped here, and we can't keep him no matter how handsome, brilliant, and charismatic he is. That'd drive anyone crazy. He deserves freedom, and we have to trust him.
Mariner grabs Boimler by the shoulders and shakes the living B-negative out of him.
Dude, he's obviously going to bite everyone and then seduce everyone he hasn't bit yet, and then bite them anyway!
Maybe one day in the future, maybe even in an alternate timeline in said future, we'll be able to make holograms with our own mobile emitters that are themselves holographic. But not today. Not today, Boimler.
Look, we can't just remove the bloodlust from this program. Easy peasy, Tellurite tropic fruit squeezy. Not if he's sentient. Only Dracula can change his own program now.
I do want to. I want blood!
Dracula, how much blood do you need to be sated? Give it to me straight.
Now, we are getting somewhere. I demand 10 cubic centimeters, Lady Tendy. Minimum per day.
Guys, we could manage that ourselves if it keeps them happy and unbloodlusted.
Even on my worst day, I got 5 liters of the stuff sloshing around.
Plus, among certain species, it's a mark of honor to use your flesh to feed someone. The Horda, the Gorn, probably others. We can find volunteers. Again, no, we can't trust little old Dracula.
Miss Mariner, I am a gentleman, not a brute. You can give me what I want. If you can help me, then I want to help you. Computer, suspend hacking protocol, Dracula, Delta 3.
Knowledge.
The program wasn't supposed to be called that. He just laughed when he was naming it.
It's a trick. We can't...
We can, if we just choose to. Mariner, I'm no longer the person I was when we met, and that's partly because of you, isn't it? You didn't take me for who I was, but saw who I could be and helped me get there. And you forgave my mistakes. That's what life is. We're all just trying to be more than we are. Heck, that's what Starfleet is too. And so, if we don't believe people, even Draculas, can improve, then we're just giving up on all of us. And I refuse to believe that we're not better than our worst mistakes. The Federation do-over, remember?
Dang it, Boims. I'm a sucker for a dramatic, heartfelt speech. Especially one that finally gives me all the credit for everything you've done ever since I met you.
Partial credit.
Shh, okay. Dracula, you got another chance. Since maybe my friends are right, and maybe that's also what my mom and even Ransom have been doing with me all along, hoping I could somehow be more than what I am. Who can I say? Who can say?
Mariner puts her arm around Dracula.
I'll give you some consensual blood, but the second I spy you getting bitey, I'm shutting you down.
Tough but fair!
Also, we don't have any mobile emitters, so this isn't really a huge concession after all.
Hey, about that...
And people told Boimler that studying Picard's greatest inspirational speeches wouldn't pay off. Boims sure showed them. Later, in inspirational speech form. But I digress. Rutherford opens a holodeck wall panel.
Someone give me a hand. I think I have an idea for a homebrew mobile emitter.
Rutherford, we can't just throw together a piece of 29th century technology.
Yeah, of course not. But I'm pretty sure we can tape a hologram emitter to a computer and a battery, right? Come on. The sooner Dracula's happy, the safer the ship will be.
And the sooner we can get back to saving this ship from the Kavanti threat.
That too.
The Cerritos remain surrounded by the 3 enormous Kavanti ships. Meanwhile, back at the tribunal.
Captain Freeman, we have listened carefully to your explanations, and all we have heard you admitting to exactly is you admitting to exactly what we've accused you of, breaking our prime directive.
But you've also heard our reasons for doing it. Surely you can see that.
And surely you can see why we can't forgive violations of our most sacred law, no matter what excuse you proffer.
Sovereign Delana, our laws are very clear. You and your ship are to be destroyed. Freeman, your ship is going to be destroyed, but this tribunal is not without mercy.
No, Judge, we can't.
You may briefly talk to your crew to say goodbye.
And no drawing out the call to live longer. I'll be able to tell. Freeman contacts Ransom on the Cerritos Bridge.
Sorry, what? They mean to destroy us? Are you crazy? The Federation will.
The Federation, represented by us, will do nothing. Because you're going to take evasive actions only, Jack. Do not return fire.
Captain, I hope the Kavanti know that we're repairing our shields and that the Federation hasn't yet begun to show the strength of the arsenal of the freed.
No. We're not winning this by fighting, Commander. Diplomacy and mutual understanding can still save us. Directive 209, Jack.
Wait, we're not going to abandon you and run, Captain.
Stay as long as you can to buy me time. Use emergency power to shield the core, and...
Channel closed, Captain.
Shields up! Red alert!
Red alarm! Red alarm! Red alarm!
Back on the holodeck, Dracula steps outside the holodeck with his fancy new portable holo emitter under his arm.
I want to thank you. Boimler and Mariner, your blood are as delicious as Rutherford's, with distinct iron notes that linger on the palate.
Thanks. I grew them myself.
You have given me the Federation do-over, and I will never forget it.
Hoo-ah! This is Ransom. All hands to battle stations.
We have to do something.
Go to battle stations. Is that something we can do?
We're off duty. Someone else is already battling in our stations. Oh, like shooting Borg on the holodeck. Cool idea, but nah, it wouldn't work.
The Borg!
Oh, it's this whole thing. Okay, so imagine a bunch of computers, but evil. And they want to merge with meat. And also, they keep babies in a drawer.
Dracula, the Kavani have shields that block phasers and photons. Bullet wouldn't make a dent. We can't just...
Wait, their shields scale up with energy of what they're deflecting, right? This is great!
Why?
Of course! Because if that's true, then what if we hit them with something innocuous? Traveling not at light speed or photon speed or bullet speed,
but at slowball pitch speed!
You're saying it might get through their shields without being stopped? It'd have to be small. Smaller than us for sure, but heck, maybe the numbers check out.
Anything that slow and small and unexplosive isn't going to do any damage. We're gonna hit them with what? A rock?
Not a rock, my friends. A bat.
I'm referring to myself here. I turned into a bat earlier. I don't know if you remembered that. I know I sound like a lady now, but I also turned into a bat. Okay, I just wanted to make that clear. I'm only a few hours old, and it's been a really busy day for all of us.
Mariner to Ransom. I've got a big, stupid, awesome plan to save us. See, what we gotta do is...
Kinda busy here right now, Mariner. Bards, evasive pattern, Ransom 47. Draw power from the inertial dampeners if you have to.
The lower deckers are thrown to the floor by the force of the Kavanti weapons hitting the Cerritos.
That trick's not gonna work twice. Navigation, prepare to warp us.
Please, Jack, you gotta buy me just a few more seconds.
Mariner, aye.
Sir, do you trust me?
Absolutely not.
The lower deckers are putting on EV suits.
Well, that's harsh, but...
But your mom does, and I trust her, so that's good enough for me. I'll get you as much time as I can without getting us all killed in the process. But move fast. I'm buying you seconds, not minutes.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, don't thank me yet. Ransom out.
I'm not even buying the seconds in bulk either. I'm buying each one of them individually, and I'm taking a bath on the exchange rate here, Ensign. Anyways, the lower deckers and Dracula exit the ship and walk across to the top of the saucer, seeing the huge Kavanti vessels continuing to fire on the Cerritos.
Whoa.
Mariner points at the lead vessel.
Okay, we gotta get Dracula on that flagship. Which of us is best at checking stuff?
Not me.
Maybe I am. A bunch of my memories got deleted, including my memory of how many memories I lost.
Captain of the Orion 5-a-side Pitchball League, give it here.
I will turn into a bat the moment you throw Lady Divana.
Okay, we just got one shot at this, so...
Ransom to Mariner. I gave you all I could, but if we don't go now, we are toast. Captain's orders. Hold on to something.
No, not when we're so close. Everyone disconnect your boots and leave off the ship. We need to be beyond those Cerritos warp field now.
On it!
Not a problem.
No. My boots are stuck.
Tendi never actually completed the required course on spacewalks at the Academy, but it's okay. She's faking it until she makes it. And by makes it, I mean exists untethered in the terrifying hard vacuum abyss of space. Mariner, Tendi, and Rutherford, and Dracula drift away from the Cerritos, but not Boimler, as the ship warps away.
My boots are stuck!
The remaining lower deckers float into space, staring silently at where once was Boimler and the Cerritos.
He's probably fine. Uh-huh. There's the flagship, Dracula. Bat mode. Rutherford, grab on to Tendi. We'll add our mass to her own so she gets a better shot. We've got to hit them before that warp after the Cerritos.
Tendi winds up for the pitch.
Easy, and go!
See, because every action has an equal and opposite reaction, throwing a ball in space is difficult because a bunch of your energy goes into pushing you backward instead of the ball forward. But if you have two friends hugging you, then you all move backward less and the ball goes forwards more. We put the science in science fiction here at Star Trek Lower Decks Radio Theater. Anyway, let's get back to our Dracula in space adventure. Tendi's throw is well aimed. However, there is a problem.
It's stuck!
Get it unstuck, Drac!
I want to, but I don't know how.
The holo emitter is stuck on the Cavanti shields. However, Dracula the Bat disappears and returns in his human vampire form on the other side of the shields, lifting the emitter through. Dracula and emitter then plummet towards the Cavanti ship.
Computer, remove pain on impact from Dracula program. Now! Computer, now I want you to add oxygenated flames under conscious control that can emerge from any of our fingers of the Dracula program. I cannot believe Mr. Bram Stoker just let vampire blowtorch fingers on the table like that. Sloppy writing, that's all that is. A failure of imagination.
Actually, never mind. Programming programs, rules. Also, blowtorches were invented in the late 1700s, and Dracula was published in the late 1800s, so I'm sure you are relieved to know that Dracula knowing about blowtorches is also scientifically accurate. We're not messing around here. Dracula cuts into the hull and enters the ship. Meanwhile, we join the Cavanti captain and helmsman on the bridge.
Where are we on the tracking or heading of the Cerritos?
I am on it.
Dracula is running down the corridor on his way to the Cavanti bridge, but stops at a computer panel.
Well, what do we have here?
Laying a course to intercept and destroy.
Course laid in, ma'am.
Hit it, maximum power.
Not so fast, friends.
Dracula leaps onto the Cavanti bridge.
Blah!
Identify yourself.
Count Dracula, from the Federation.
You dare invade our flagship, Dracula? What are you carrying, a bomb? Some sort of doomsday device? This is a violation of...
You know, I was going to come here and teach you about the Federation do-over, about their capacity for forgiveness. But then, on my way here, I peeked into your computer systems. That's right, friends. Count Dracula knows all about computer stuff now.
Dracula's declaration is met with blank stares.
We had no reason to assume you didn't, and...
Silence! For you see, I have discovered your secret.
The Cavanti don't know what a hologram is, but everyone knows what a doomsday device is. Small, round, lots of little bits on it, so their captain is asking a fair question.
Yes, the Cavanti and the Untoa were separated for thousands of years. And yes, when you met again centuries ago, you had become very different, culturally. But the reality is that they have become more advanced than you, and their embrace of their peaceful lives and knowledge and research meant that you could very quickly dominate them. You stole their technology. You sent them back to the Dark Ages, obliterating even their memory of what they lost. And when any of their children showed with the promise of brilliance, you kidnapped them as indentured researchers, leaving their parents to craft legends of vile, capricious, child-stealing bitches.
It's efficient. They've built for any invention. We're built for distributing the benefits. That's how it's been for generations. Well, you're right. Of course that we've been hiding this from the Federation, which is why that knowledge will now die with you.
The Kavanti captain points a weapon at Dracula and fires. The blast passes through him harmlessly.
Ha ha ha! I don't think it will, Captain. You see, I am no fool. I have been broadcasting our conversation to the Cerritos and their captain on the planet below.
We join Freeman, Anna, and Shax, who is still in a Hannibal Lecter mask, at the Kavanti tribunal.
And their captain on the planet below.
I don't believe this. You don't even have a prime directive, do you?
You eavesdropped on us talking about ours and used it to invent your own, knowing it'd make us take us completely seriously.
Wowie zowie. I knew I should have broken the Prime Directive way more when I had the chance.
Correct, Captain. An improvised copy of your directive was the perfect way to ensure you'd come with us quietly.
To what end? Why not just kill us immediately?
Jax, don't give him ideas.
It bought us time to set up a stage so that when we did destroy you, we could ensure the debris we collect make it look like an accident. An unfortunate fluctuation of our planet's atmosphere. The Federation will send another ship, one that lands where it is supposed to, and doesn't discover our secret. And then, well, then we all live happily ever after. And we will, Captain, once you lie dead and your ship is destroyed.
The Kavanti judge pulls a weapon on Freeman and the away team.
Freeman to Ransom. You hearing this?
Yep, simulcasting it back to the Federation headquarters, too.
What? No! No!
Sovereign Delana, by the power vested in me by Starfleet, your offer of Federation membership is hereby rescinded, until both parts of your world are united equally.
No, that's not fair! Even if we wanted to, it would take generations! We can't wait until...
Oh, I don't think it will take that long. See, I know two things now. First, that the Prime Directive doesn't bind me anymore, and second, that sometimes, just sometimes, there's still room in the galaxy for a little Kirk-style frontier justice. Ransom, let's beam some Kavanti technology over to the Yentoa, yeah?
If your ship returns, we'll destroy it! We'll...
No, you won't. Because you know the full force of the Federation will come down on you if you do. You can't hide your secret anymore, Sovereign. All you can do is fix this. And when you do clean up your mess and make reparations enough that the Yentoa are willing to join you as equals, then you just go ahead and drop us a line, okay? Also, I don't know what's been happening on the Cerritos, but I guess I have a Dracula on my crew now. Is that true, Count?
Blah!
The Cerritos warps along the fabric of the final frontier.
Captain's log, Stardate 58120.6. Our second contact mission with the Kavanti homeworld was technically a failure, but we still left the galaxy a little bit better than when we found it. The Yentoa are no longer being forced to live in an artificial dark age. I call that a win. Beckett introduced me to the holographic life form she co-created, who helped save not just the Cerritos, but the Yentoa, too. It just about balances out her creating a life in the first place. Unfortunately, while he'll always be welcome in the Cerritos family, Dracula has decided his fate lies elsewhere.
Boimler and Mariner are in Starfleet formal dress, and Kate, in Boimler's case, walking to a shuttle bay to see Dracula off. Rutherford, Tendi, and Captain Freeman and Kayshawn are already there with Dracula, who wears his holoprojector in a backpack now.
Can't believe it. Commander Ransom congratulated me on a job well done.
He congratulated all of us, dude.
Yeah, but since I got warped away at the end, I thought maybe my part wouldn't count. but it did. It totally did.
Well, then, it's nice to be on his good side for a bit. We did good, boys.
Oh, do you think Ransom's congrats counts as an official commendation? Should I ask him? I'll ask him. I should ask him.
Last chance to change your mind and stay with us, Count. We'd love to have you here.
Thank you, Captain, but no. I can't pass down Starfleet's emergency holographic academy. It's filled with sentient characters from fiction, all gathered to learn from the Voyager image. Some of them are even dating each other. I saw a Sherlock Holmes kiss a Kaluthu on my call, Captain. I want that for me.
Also, be sure to check out our spin-off, Public Domain Characters in Love. And also, It's the Future, and the Doctor from Voyager is there.
I've made sure you'll have all the blood you need for your trip.
Oh, Lady Divana, you are too kind. Your green plasma savory, coppered forward encounters with the palette are endlessly nuanced delights.
Good to know. Drop me a line sometime, Drac. I'm 1/3 of your parents, so you owe me.
So shall it be, Lady Beckett.
Dracula boards a shuttle and departs from the Cerritos.
May the road rise to meet your feet, my gallant friend. I'll carry your advice with me. Forever.
I was unaware the Federation dress uniform included a cape, Ensign.
Yes, Captain. My mistake, Captain. I'll remove it immediately, Captain.
So, he wants to go on the holodeck and kick it with a sentient werewolf.
No!
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 The end.
No!